On 14th April 2021, it was suddenly announced that the 10th board CBS examination got cancelled. Almost 30 lakh students were affected. It was a very inevitable decision. They had their final examination starting in just 20 days. What a havoc! And in a weekday's time, even the ICC 10th examination got cancelled. Almost 40 lakh students in the same domain. It was an educational year for almost 14 months. So all the sensitive students put in a huge amount of effort towards their education. And finally, their exams got cancelled. And now what? So many questions must be brooding in the mind of all these young students. The questions are like, why did it happen to us? What will happen next? What should I do now? How can something like this happen? So many questions, so many things roaming around in our mind. In such cryptic times, many of us must have felt that we have different personalities coming into action, especially a weak personality like Duryodhana and a strong personality like Arjuna. Now, mostly in weak times, that Duryodhana character comes into action and tries to take over me. All of us. But what is our job? Make the Arjuna character sit in the place. Now, how? This is theoretically one can say that doom the Duryodhana character and make the Arjuna character sit in the place. But how do I really know? How do all you kids would really know practically that who is the Duryodhana character in me and who is the Arjuna character in me? It's the time to assess who is the Duryodhana character. Duryodhana has the qualities like chaos, confusion, and doubtfulness. Whenever we see that we have doubts, we are into the chaos, we are getting into more of confusion, our mind is fluctuating into all these things, that means that Duryodhana character is trying to take over us. That is the time we need to look into all these things. But what are the characteristics of Arjuna? Clarity. Arjuna was highly obedient. Arjuna was steadfast. A picture from Bhagavad Gita. Duryodhana is trying to show Bhishma, look at the Pandava army. He was pretty clear that number of soldiers in Pandava army was pretty less than Kaurava army. But Duryodhana was apprehensive that Pandava are going to win over Kauravas. Always doubtful. He had doubts that most probably Dronacharya and Bhishma, they love Pandavas more. So though they are fighting from Kauravas, most probably they would like to support Pandavas. Such kind of doubt over your own people, whenever you are doubting your own people, that means that Duryodhana in you is trying to take over you. Are you getting me? So whenever there is a doubt in you about your own people, immediately throw that personality from you. Then what is that Arjuna? Arjuna is the one who is steadfast, who believes in clarity, who understands that even if Bhishma is standing the other side, still he is my Pujya. Still he loves me. Even if Dronacharya is the other side standing with Kauravas, still he is my Guru. He had the clarity and he always very, very clear about his charioteer Krishna, his guide Krishna. He always took the path, whatever Bhagavan Krishna told. Arjuna always followed his guide without any doubt. He was very clear, he was very obedient. So all the students, now it's the time to find out Krishna for you. Because why we need that Krishna? You all need that Krishna, since we all are human beings, you all are small children. Now, every now and then, you will be trying to get that positive Arjuna in place and take out that negative Duryodhana out of you. No doubts amongst my own people. No confusion. I don't want any confusion. I want to throw that Duryodhana. I want clarity. I will put the Arjuna in me. But the attitude of Duryodhana is such that every now and then it comes back. It comes back. So what do I need? I need Krishna in my life. Who is Krishna? Krishna is your guide to whom you all can surrender. In today's life, all of us need a guide for true surrender. All of you must have somebody in your life. You all are 15, 16 years definitely. So all of you must be having a guide, maybe your teacher, maybe your parents, your elderly sibling, your grandparents, a senior friend, anybody who must have guided you on and off in your life. Now, how to know whether is a guide or not? Definitely, there is an understanding in us that can understand that a person who praises us who appreciates us when we are doing positive, when we are trying to do positive work, good work, and who pulls us back, who restricts us when we are trying to do anything negative. That person is our guide, who always stands by us when we are falling while trying to do anything high, while trying to do anything positive, anything great. We fall down so many times, but our true guide always holds our hand and teaches us, try again and again. It is time to fall down, no problem. Get up and try. That is what Bhagavan Sri Krishna told Arjuna. Uttishta and get ready. So choose that person as your guide who has stood by you during your tough times, weak times, and strong times. Now, in chapter 1, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is considered as the guide to Arjuna. In verse number 21, Arjuna requests Bhagavan Sri Krishna to take his chariot and establish it in between the armies of Kauravas and Pandavas. Just try to understand what a guide really is in life. Arjuna asks Bhagavan Krishna, Arjuna Uvacha, Senayoruvayor Madhye Rathang Stapaya Mechuta. You know what it means? First of all, Arjuna addresses Bhagavan Sri Krishna as Achyuta. Achyuta means, oh my guide. Charioteer is the one who gives the direction to me, who is obviously the guide who is giving the direction to my life. That is why he was the guide to Bhagavan Krishna was the guide to Arjuna. So now whosoever you will choose as your guide will be the one who will be choosing the important decisions in your life, right? So now Arjuna is addressing Bhagavan Krishna as Achyuta, the one who will never fall. He's so firmly established. My guide will never fall. Whatever condition may come, will never fall. So just imagine the belief, the faith I have in my Arjuna heart, in his guide. So if the guide will never fall, will obviously in whatever situation may come, then the student will also learn the same ways and means not to fall in any situation. That is what is the requirement, why we should have a guide, to learn the way of living. That's what we learn from the guide. How to become, slowly and slowly Arjuna is going to learn how Krishna is. So if Krishna is Achyuta, slowly and slowly Arjuna will be Achyuta. So how best the guide is, that best you will be one day. Are you getting it? Now what he wants that take my chariot and establish it and keep it in between the armies of Kaurava and Pandava. Why? And when just before the commence of the Mahabharata war. Just imagine in today's life, we don't have the guts to move out of the house, and at that time before starting of the war, so many Akshani armies both the sides, and he is asking my charioteer, please establish my chariot in between the armies. Just amount of belief and faith on your charioteer that I will be safe because my charioteer is Achyuta. No one can shake my charioteer. So when my guide is Achyuta, I will also be unshaken. You getting it? So, and what he wants there? To have a complete view, to have a complete understanding of the situation. That is what is the job of the guide. The guide provides us with the complete understanding of the situation. But how will he give? When we bow down with complete humility, then only we get the guidance from the guide. Why did Duryodhana not get the guidance from Krishna Bhagwan? He got the Narayana Sena, he got the army of Yaduvansa, Krishna Bhagwan, but Arjuna got Krishna Bhagwan itself because of his humility. Now, because of that, what did he get? He got the self-knowledge. He get to know. Now, once we have the guide, what do we get? We get to understand what I can be, what we are. Through Bhagwan Krishna, Arjuna could realize his self, his reality, his own self. Through a guide, you people can understand your values. Now, to understand all that, first of all, you have to develop a lot of skills. Now, you have studied for your class 10th examination. Today or tomorrow, when the pandemic is over, you have to go back to your studies. 11th, 12th, you will be doing your professional studies. You have to go back to your lives, to face the world. Different situations will come up. And within all that, there will be one more thing in life. There will be a lot of changes in the psychological state, in the economical state of the society, in the interrelationship between the families and the society, and in the business state, in the international relationships. So many changes. The mindset of the teachers, the business mindset, a lot of changes will be there. But you will have to deal with everything, and yet you have to grow. Yet you have to be yourself. To deal with all the changes, to go through all these things, what do you have to do? You have to develop different skills. Now, how do you do all these things? Now, it is a time of pandemic, you can't go out of the house. How do you do all that? For doing all these things, there are so many courses available these days through internet itself. There are short courses available with a proper economical package, 7 days, 15 days, 30 days courses on coding, microeconomics, data handling, and introduction to psychology, then predictive analysis. A lot of different courses have come up, well-being analysis, and so many different things you can do. Other than that, you people should definitely develop the basic life skills that is actually getting great now. Kids are not having the basic life skills. You are learning these things out of the house. Why? You have a house, you have a family. Live with your family, do the basic things in your house, learn the basic things about your life. That gives you a confidence that yes, I can handle my life by myself. With the basic help, obviously you can't do everything on your own, but try to do at least the basic things. With all that, you groom yourself. And when you groom yourself, what happens? The more and more of Arjuna is getting groomed. Why? Because with every skill, who is being groomed? Arjuna is being groomed. Every time I'm doing some activity, some skill developing activity, like learning guitar, I'm learning music, I'm learning cooking, photography, or something that I can do at home right now, whatever is available with me, maybe cooking, maybe storytelling with my younger siblings, whatever ability with my elderly people at home, spending some good time with them, listening to them, by developing a good skill of communication. I must tell you, a good hobby of writing letters that has been vanishing for years. Please write a lot of letters within this period of time. Handwritten letters on papers makes a good value to everybody who gets it. Such kind of lot of hobbies you can develop. On the top of that, develop good skills. So with both the things, you groom that Arjuna in you. When you groom that Arjuna in you, who is being doomed out, that Duryodhana is going out. Now, every time what is happening, you are purifying yourself, making a better human being. So, Bhagavan Krishna in chapter 2, verse number 23 is saying, Arjuna, when he is teaching about how you should know yourself. Through all these passions, actually, you're as kids, through all these passions, you can get to know actually what I'm loving the most. When you love something the most, that is your way of life. That is how you can inculcate your ways of life. You will get to enjoy more and more of living. So all the negative thoughts will vanish out from your life. You will get into with positive thoughts, positive energies. Bhagavan says Arjuna in verse number 23, one of the finest verses in Bhagavad Gita. Nainang chindanti sastrani, nainang dahati pavakaha, na chainang kledayantyapo, na sosayati marutaha. I tell you, this is such a beautiful verse. In this verse, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying that the self in you is untouchable. The body may die and any external things may die, but the Atma in you is untouchable. The self in you is untouchable. The happiness, the bliss in you is untouchable. So whatever abilities, the character you develop within you, the positivity that you develop within you by developing the skills, that is there with you as your empowerment. In chapter 1, Bhagavan says, Uttishta, get up, get into skills, get into self-empowerment. That is a must for you. And now you must do all these empowerments. And what Arjuna finally becomes? Arjuna finally became a Maharathi. So this is the time for you all to empower yourselves in skills as highly as you all can. Now once you empower yourselves, right, but only doing for your own self, will that give you all happiness? Unless and until you serve everybody around. Unless and until you spread that happiness that you are feeling within, that yes, I have learned this. Without that, you won't get the real fruit of the thing that you are learning. That is what we are being told. We don't get that happiness unless and until we get into the totality. See, from the very beginning, we have been told that Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam. Why we have been told that? Because that the dress that we wear is being produced by the effort of so many people. Just raw pieces of money we cannot wear. In this piece of dress, the effort of a lot of people is there. The food we eat, the effort of a lot of people is there. So we need to have gratitude towards that. Once you all develop some skills within you, then along with that, you need to develop the tendency to pay back to the cosmos. The cosmos provides you with water, air, and everything. So whenever you are given with any ability, develop the tendency to serve the cosmos. And that is how we can do. The way we feel for our family, equally we need to feel for the complete cosmos, because the cosmos is only serving us and making us sustain. So that is why the Vasudha is called our family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Now, how do we do that? In today's time, just connect with few of your friends, by 2, 3, 4 of similar minded friends. You should be positive minded kids. The key word is positive minded at every point of time, because whom are you empowering every time? It is the Arjuna. We are always empowering Arjuna. We need Arjuna for the society, for the Vasudha. Only Arjuna, because slowly and slowly we will empower Arjuna so much that finally we will get Krishnahood. Now, what you do is that you can teach your junior kids from school. Give them a timing. If you're good in maths, teach some kids maths through internet only. You don't have to go out of your house. You just through internet make groups and teach them. You will feel good. You will feel empowered that yes, I'm able to teach my juniors. You will feel blessed. And see, they'll also feel great being taught by their senior. It's just a simple correlation of this cosmos. Secondly, make some e-placards, e-banners for your society, for your areas where you're living, to develop good civic sense, to develop awareness of regarding the COVID, taking care of your old people, taking care of very young kids, and whatever situations that you've develop the awareness about water shortage, and just circulate it through internet groups in your locality areas. Some people will like it, they will praise you. Some of the people will not like it, they may scold you. So you don't have to feel very great when you listen to your praises, neither you have to feel very bad when someone scolds you. See, this is how you're going to deal with the pain of judgment. Slowly and slowly you will groom yourself, the Arjuna in you, beyond the pain of being judged, because that is one of the biggest pain of today. Now, one of the finest verse of chapter 3, verse number 30, it says, Bhagavan says, all his bhaktas through Arjuna, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya chetasa nirasi nirmamo bhutva yudhvasva vigatajvaraha. Is straight for your age group children, starting from your age group children till everybody, I must say. It teaches directly us how to deal with the pain of judgment, the pain of anxiety. Vigata Jwara means what has happened, what will happen, what may happen, all this chaos, all these confusions, all these anxieties. Bhagavan says, don't fear anything about all these things. Don't get into all these confusions. Don't get into all this chaos. That's none of your business. Just do the service. And you must choose to do the job. You never choose to be a victim. You are the one who choose what to do. You never victimize yourself. Such a beautiful verse, where Bhagavan guides us. Surrender everything to himself, all your work to Bhagavan itself. So here, for you small kids, you surrender. You just think that when we are doing for our society, when we are doing for the cosmos, when we are doing for the nation, we don't have to worry if somebody likes it or somebody doesn't like it. But I know my intentions are 100% positive. I know my ways of doing are absolutely with humility. Remember, you have to do with full positivity and utmost humility. Now, why are we doing all these things? Because we have to handle this Duryodhana in us, and slowly we need to find the Arjuna and establish the Arjuna-hood in us. And slowly we will graduate and merge to the Krishna in us. So through all these Vedantic methods, one day we will definitely merge to the Krishna in us. What is actually the Krishna in us is the happiness, is the blisshood. It's no specific sense of shape or size. It is the sense of happiness. It is the sense of blisshood. So that is the aim in all of us. That's why we were talking about it. So at every point of time, any kind of chaos, any kind of situation, you are always the best one. So choose to be the best at any point of time in any situation. Never choose to be the victim. So you are never the Duryodhana, you are always the Arjuna. So never choose to be the Duryodhana in you, always choose to be the Arjuna in you. Why? Because you have to be your best. All the best, kids.